I hadn't broken any of them because I just got away from home and I was a little bit nervous, but I got punished for it, and I didn't like the punishment. So I decided to change the rules, and I ran from adult to adult to adult and couldn't get anywhere. So I announced one night I was going to go see the president of the university, and my roommates chuckled, and I started calling his office, and I called it day after day, and day after day they told me to go away. And one of the last times I called, the lady said, "Young man, you're driving us crazy." I said, "Ma'am, I'm going to pitch a sleeping bag in front of the administration building, and when the president comes to work in the morning, I'm going to tackle him, and I'm going to have a meeting right there on the sidewalk." So she said, "Well, why don't you just come on over tomorrow morning?" So I put my hair up under my hat and put on my best blue jeans and blue jean tie, and went over to see the president of the university, and walked in his office, and he was a very impressive man. He was about 6'4", 6'5". You've all heard of him. His name was Novice Fawcett. When you park over there at the Fawcett Center, when you go to the football games, they named it after him. And he did impress me. I mean, he had a great bearing. He had a great office, a chandelier, a big desk for the board meetings, his own private desk, big oak desk, and green leather upholstered chairs. And we shook hands, and he told me to sit down, and I lodged my complaint, and I looked at him and I said, "Sir, I've been in school about a month. I'm undecided here at Ohio State, but with the secretary, the chandelier, the desk, the beautiful chairs, I'm sort of thinking maybe this is the job for me, because I really don't know what I want to do. What exactly do you do?" And so he told me about his responsibilities, his fundraising, and his academic, and this was in 1970. He said, "Well, tomorrow I'm going to fly down and have a meeting with President Nixon, because I was the only major college president to have supported him in 1968. And I said, "Well, sir, there's a number of things that I would like to talk to him about also. Could I go with you?" And he said, "No." And I said, "Well, if I go back and write a letter, would you give it to the president?" He said, "I guess I could do that." So I went back to my dorm, and I did a critique of the Nixon presidency and signed it, "Sincerely, John Kasick. P.S. If you'd like to discuss it further, I'll come see you. Let me know." So a couple weeks later, I go down to my mailbox, and sure enough, there's a letter from the office of the president, the White House. I open it up, and I go upstairs, and I call home. My mother answers the phone, and I said, "Mom, I'm going to need an airline ticket. The President of the United States would like to have a meeting with me in the Oval Office." And my mother starts shouting, "Honey, pick up the phone. Something's wrong with Johnny," You got the picture, right? I mean, you go away, and your kid's away for a month, and, they think I'm whacked out. I go home for Christmas, and my meeting is supposed to be right around Christmas, and so my parents get the ticket, and they drive me to Pittsburgh Airport, and I'm getting out of the car, and my mother says, "No, honey, when you get there, they're not going to let you in, but I'll be here at the phone. Call me, and we'll bring you back." So I go down, fly down to Washington, I pull up in front of the White House, I get out, and like Willy Wonka, I walk up to the gate, and I say, "I'm John Kasick, here for a meeting with the president." The guy looks at his deal, he says, "Come on in." So this was before cell phones. I said, "Sir, can I use your phone?" And he said, "Well, you're going to go have a meeting with the president. What do you need a phone for?" I said, "Got to call home, tell Mom I got in. Mom, I made it, So I go in, I'm sitting right outside the Oval Office, and a guy walks up to me, and he says, "You're going to get 5 minutes alone with the President of the United States." 18 years old, first quarter freshman, 5 minutes alone with the president. Unbelievable, huh? Let me tell you what I'm thinking. New jacket, new shirt, new tie, new pants. I ain't coming out in 5 minutes. You're out of luck. This is too far to go. So they open up the door to the Oval Office, and for those that haven't been there, Monday nights at 9, 24, Jack Bauer. It's exactly the way it looks. And there's the seal of the United States on the carpet, and I walk across, shake the president's hand. "Mr. President, John Kasick, President of the United States." We sit down at his desk. The good news is, a 18-year-old, I spent about 20 minutes alone with the President of the United States. The bad news is, Jane, after 18 years in Congress, if you add up all the time I spent in the Oval Office, I peaked out at the age of 18 and should have become an engineer.